I'm live from Germany, and I promise you a look around a trial show garden. It is the Schaugarten. Is that good German? Daniela's behind the camera for me today. She's very kindly going to follow me around the show garden. What score do you give me out of 10, Daniela, for that Schaugarten? Her face is giving me a 6. So, you'll see I've got my Echinacea microphone. Isn't that cool? And I'm going to take you around this trial garden. It's from Selector One, who are one of the big European breeders. They got some real key products coming through. Double flowered osteospermums. We're actually going to see it's only 6:30 p.m. but the single flowered ones have closed already. So we're going to see the double ones and how they open so much longer as well. Hopefully my mic is working. If there's any problems, let me know down in the comments. Also, in the comments, let me know anything in particular you want to see, anything you want to go back to as well. We're basically going to spend about half an hour wandering around the trial ground, looking at some of their key products as well. And thank you so much, Daniela, for being behind the camera. I really appreciate it. So what would you guys like to look at first? I really want to show you the petunias first of all, actually. So let's go and look at the Al Petunia. This is a brand new range of petunias that are selected for that real style of like the Swiss petunia. You know, the big long trails, the ones that are almost like 2 meters. That's what we're looking at with the Al Petunias. And there's 15 colors. And I want to show you that first one because it is a star, and it's almost like a standalone. It is the most beautiful yellow variety you could imagine. So let's have a look at those Al Petunias. So yellow with the dark center. What do you think of this? Isn't that incredible? These are capable of trailing almost to 1 meter as well. What an incredible color that is. That is from your Al Petunia range. I see loads of people coming in today. Vitro Westland coming in to have a little look. Also, Brian, we've got Seabridge, Lucy Danielle, Valentine. I know that you are working in the horticulture as well. Damian, Arista, my local cafe. Love that. Chrissy Queen, Pinnacle Plants as well. Hey guys, how you doing? Really nice to have a nice mixture of kind of home gardeners and also industry people as well. So, great. Let's see what's down here. More of those Al Petunias, but what is really remarkable with petunias is we kind of like forget sometimes that they've got such a nice fragrance. And I'm really getting a bit of a good fragrance from this pink, but also there was a really nice, where is it? This one. Oh my gosh, that is such a good fragrance. It's like crushed brown sugar. It is really, really special. And I love that color change as well. That is the light blue in the Al Petunia range. So when you're selecting a petunia, don't forget about that beautiful fragrance. It adds that extra dimension. So you're really getting a good scent from that one. Remember the Al Petunias, these are really giving you that big trail. They're the type of petunias that you'd see outside pubs. It's really the pub petunia. You should do a rename, pub petunia. That would be good. Great for the English market. But what's also very interesting, like in this trial, this one, I think it's probably the weather that's caused this, but let's have a little closer look at this, please, Daniela. Wouldn't that be great if we could select that as a brand new petunia? Isn't that amazing? I think it's probably the weather or a little bit of a kind of like jumping gene that's caused it, but it really reminds me of like Salpiglossis. And I know Collie Flowers is here. Collie Flowers has just joined, literally that minute. We're talking about Salpiglossis, and I know that I highlighted those to you last season, and Salpiglossis are fairly close to petunia, so you can almost like cross the two together, and I think that's probably how they got some of the oranges a few years ago. But oh, magenta yellow star. Now that's probably my favorite one of the Al Petunias. What do you guys think of this? Have a little close look. Thank you, Daniela. I really appreciate it. Daniela's been great today. She's also I did the kind of video, you've probably seen it on my reels, where I'm like pulling someone around. So I've been pulling her through the maize fields holding my hand. Thank you. So isn't that amazing? Look at that. What do you think of that one, guys? Which one's your favourite through this kind of Al Petunia range? Cauliflower says, you did, and I've been growing the Cafe au lait Salpiglossis this year. It's such an amazing plant. I love retro flowers like that. I was talking to Kitty Kovacs, who put together the QVC garden at BBC Gardeners World Live, about like retro blooms, and it's just, there's so much to discover, not discover, but rediscover, you know? Right, now let's look at a plant that really almost like changed the fortunes for Selector One as a company, and it was introduced, I think it was back in about 2015, I think if my notes are correct, and it is Petunia Night Sky. Now, let's come in close to this one, please, my darling Daniela. Look at that. That is Petunia Night Sky. And this is, in my opinion, one of the most Insta-famous petunias out there because it's, you know, if you look up Petunia Night Sky, it's probably one of the most recognizable cultivars of a petunia because of its appearance. Its appearance is just absolutely wild. Every flower is different. It is caused by like a jumping gene, so you're always getting those very different flowers. Some are a bit more solid. They certainly all have these little spots. But this is a great example of where the grower and the gardener are looking for different things. Because when the grower first sees this, they're like maybe going to think there's a virus or something's wrong with the flower. But actually, as a home gardener and a consumer, you love that because it looks distinctive, it looks unique. And it really, really was a big success for Selecta, almost by surprise. But they've become known as the guys that really are the home of the night sky petunias. Because now you've got lavender sky. Look at that. So this is... for any of you plant snobs out there, this is a slightly more tasteful version, but you've also got lightning sky, which has then got that addition of the kind of flashes and stripes in the middle. Cherry sky that I quite like too, which has kind of like almost like magenta red with those spots and stripes. So they really, really became known for that. So that is the Sky series of petunias. Let me know in the comments like anything you like as we move around, any special requests. I am going to show you some coleus, some amazing coleus. The first red lantana as well. That is very cool. Right. Ah, this one, the baby doll. That is cool. It's a great name as well. Really, really good name because you guys might not realize how important it is to have a good name. It really, really needs to tell the story. We'll look at Pink Kisses later. That was another big success for Selecta. And of course, the name means so much. And in the flower, we're going to see, but it actually looks like kind of two lips locking, apparently. Yeah. Like Queen of Hearts that you've probably seen before. There's like a little heart in each flower, and it's really great when you've got that like creative when it comes to naming a variety. So a few more of those owl petunias up here. We're also going to make our way towards the carnations and pinks because Wetman have recently linked up with Selecta One, so they actually now share their breeding with some of the most amazing pinks that originated in Devon in the UK. So let's look at those. Oh la la, I do like a, oh, Sweet Sunshine, again, selected for that fragrance. And look, it's your perfect window box petunia. We don't grow enough window boxes, just saying. Right, here we are with those Wetman pinks. So you can see you've got the Scent First series, which is selected for the best fragrance, the best garden plants as well. Alpine forms at the back, but I really want to show you the cocktail series, and they really, really were a game changer. These are bred by Letitia Moshebuth at the company, and she's great as well. I hope she's watching today. She's really done amazing things for pinks and carnations over the years. But look at what we're getting with that cocktail series. Single flowered, so a very different style of carnation. Look at that. Have you ever seen anything like it? It has the most amazing fragrance. It is modern, contemporary, but still a good garden plant as well. So that is your cocktail series. Tequila Sunrise for me is the flagship of that range. It is incredible. So that is your Wetman pinks. I've also been really dazzled by the herbs here today at Selecta One. Look at this. Oh, now this, look at the mint. This is attracting so many bees, hoverflies. I don't know how to tell the difference between them, but it's attracting lots of things. That's all you need to know. But also look at this oregano. I think herbs, the whole herb market is changing because we're also selecting for flowering herbs as well. And you'll see with that mint, like usually, you're not going to let a mint flower. But then, look at the oregano when you get those blooms. And I'm going to show you a couple of really, really cool new varieties from that range in a little bit as well. So thank you for joining us. McNeil Mary, Feathered Familia, Will Wallace, Clara Bella, Mark, what about Irvin? Mandy New as well. Thank you for joining. If you've got any comments, anything you want to see in particular, anything you like that we're looking at, then do let me know. Look at salvia. Nice old big leaf salvia. Oh, herbs are really so popular. Did you know I started my career running a herb nursery when I was 14 years old? I was the only 14-year-old to have a photocopier in my bedroom. Maybe. Oh, let's go around the verbenas. Thank you, Daniela. Right, so I wanted to show you, where are we? This? Oh, no, up here. Here we go. I'm very partial to these, the Bebop series, because look at that. They're almost cylindrical. Isn't that incredible, these blooms? I'm going to pick one, sorry. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? That's a verbena. You can't even believe it. It's really, really cool. But also, we've been doing a bit of a kind of a Plant Geek stamp test as well. Now, this verbena, look at that. That is a particular selection of the Lascar range. And look how strong those plants are. And I know it seems a bit silly to kind of bash plants, but it's really important because if you have got a garden that kind of you've got kids kicking a football around or kind of like pets running across your borders, you need a plant that is tough and durable. So you really do consider the delicacy of a plant when you get it. So you're not going to have something a bit tender like a calabrahoa, but you are going to go for one of the toughest verbenas out there. So Jenny Abel says lovely verbenas. Absolutely correct. So yeah, so you've got that Bebop series and they've all got that almost like cylindrical flower. I'm low-key obsessed with those actually. I do love with some verbenas where you get that kind of tower of flower, almost like a hyacinth as well. Hyacinth flowered ones, they need to come back too. Do you like my echinacea mic, by the way? Thank you. These coleus are very nice as well. That was really my standout, which is Spectrum 306. Look at that one. Let's have a little look at that, Daniela, up close. Thank you very much. Look at that. Isn't that super cool? And coleus, I've got to tell you, Victoria Embankment Gardens in London, they've actually got them planted in the shade. Very useful for shade. Edinburgh Garden, I love verbena, great for baskets as they flower early while you're waiting for the fuchsia. That is good. Kopflastik's Garten, great verbenas. That is Peter that I was mentioned to Daniela earlier. I said, like, you should be here. You should come and visit these trials. So, because it is amazing. Where am I in Germany? I'm in the north. No, I'm not. I'm in the east. The west. I'm in the west. Northwest. Northwest. Okay. Plectramphus. I don't like how that smells. Yeah, it's a weird smell. Right, so, oh, I like how this smells, though. Heliotrope. It smells of cherry pie. Have you ever grown heliotrope? It is an incredible plant, honestly. Right, euphorbia as well. Quite a new introduction to bedding range. That didn't exist when I was a kid, which is really amazing because the market changes all the time. And that is a really great drought-tolerant plant. Fantastic. But what else have we got? Nemesia. They let the cat out the bag today. They told me that these flower from March to November. March to November. They almost didn't want to tell me because they were like, people won't buy new ones if they think they flower that long. But isn't that amazing? Fragrant and flowering for 9 months as well. Bowser 2, thank you very much. I met you in Cambodia, didn't I? How are you doing? Thank you. You can order that online if you want as well. Nemesias, fantastic Nemesias, all flowering for 9 months of the year. Fantastic series there. Sutura, used to be called Bacopa when I was young. Great colours coming through. Check out all these lovely calabrahoas as well. The Mini Famous, which are from Selecta, getting bigger flowers all the time. Neo Summer Joy. I like the look of that because it really is like a kind of American candy sweet, isn't it? Really, really amazing. So, what else have we got? Biddens. This one is apparently popular in the UK because in the UK we're starting to look for kind of more upright, kind of bigger, kind of like chunky bedding plants. We don't always want those small little squat ones. So look here, this is Up Orange, part of a new higher kind of Biddens series. So great colours there. Look how far Biddens has come. Look at the colour. Daniela, come in here closely. Look, isn't that gorgeous? Look at those colours on a Biddens. They smell of honey as well. They need to warm up, so they're not like, it has rained in the afternoon, so they're not too strong, but I'm still getting a fairly nice honey fragrance from that. So beautiful Biddens. Right. Oh, check out these calabrahoas. Look at that one. Neo Double Loopy Lavender. Loopy? But that is also the difficult thing sometimes when it comes to naming plants because, you know, all these companies are like European, international, so you need a name that kind of like means something positive in every language as well. So I'll explain later to them what loopy means. Yeah. I think there was one before. It meant something really unfortunate in Italian. So it's kind of like you always have to check the translation in every language at the time. Oh, the osteosperms. That's what I want to show you. Right. Look at this. Right. What time of day is it? It's like just about 7 p.m. in Germany. These are osteospermums. These are double forms. Daniela, look at these. Look at these. Look at that. So that is your Nanook, which is from the 3D series. You've also got the Blueberry Shake there. That's probably my favourite one. But you've also got this orange one, right? So this is orange from that Flower Power, no, not Flower Power, 3D series. Isn't that gorgeous? Look, it's got that crested middle, which means the flowers can't close at night, because osteosperms would usually close at night, right? So look at the impact you've got there, still at 7 p.m. German time, right? And then let's run up here and look at what the singles are doing, because they've gone to bed already. Look at that. Honestly, how lazy. So look, the impact, they closed at about 6 p.m. Those osteosperms already gone to bed. 3Ds are the ones that you need. 3Ds, all right? Okay, so, the lantanas, yes. The red one. Talk about a breeding breakthrough. Look at that. The most perfect red. And this is another kind of example of how good progress can be sometimes, because that one was previously the best red. Do you see that one there? And now that is no longer seen as red, because now we've got dark red, which is more close to that pure red. Lantana is a very interesting plant to watch for the future, because very drought tolerant, likes hot summers as well. Right, Christina Ferrari, Piva Waters, Ruddy's Pizza, Sally Smith Dance, Anthony Brooks, hi to all of you, global botanist, not your Ernst, good to meet you. Those osteosperms are gorgeous, says an Edinburgh Garden. They absolutely are, the 3Ds. Let's look at them again. We have to look at them again. Look at them. Let's look at all the colours, actually. Oh, my gosh. Look at that one. Oh, so nice. Really nice in tabletop containers. Look at the orange. I actually was in the Isle of Wight earlier this year, and there were some big, like almost like 2 foot across ones. I think that they'd actually live through the winter outside, and that was very exciting. And I feel like they were the 3Ds, because these are kind of like there's a few different double flowered osteos out there, but these are really the front runners when it comes to that impact. What we've got here, pink bicolor, steel blue. That one's pretty sexy. Look at that one. Look at the flower on that one. That is really, really cool, isn't it? The 3D series. You will find this in your local garden centre. You know, this is not brand new series. It's already in the marketplace. A few new colours coming through, but generally you'll find these. Nanook, that white one is gorgeous. And Blueberry Shake, deep pink. How many's here now? There's probably about 10. Purple is very nice. And then Deep Sun, that lovely yellow. Absolutely fantastic. The 3D series of Osteospermum. But let's have a little look round here. I promised I'd only be half an hour. We've got dinner at the hotel to get to. I'm probably going to have a kartoffel salad. Not just that, some other stuff as well. Probably a schnitzel, you know. Where's that mix? Here we are. Early shades of blue. Look at that Calabrahur mixture. See that? You might wonder why I say Calabrahur like that, because I want to be posh. I cannot say your name. Copflastics. What does that mean? Copflastics. Don't tell me that. It might be rude, Daniel. Don't tell me. Jude Gardner says, I love the steel blue. So do I. Kane Wally. Lindsay Kane Wally has just joined. G. Smith. Coroner as well. Oh, la la. CK Keeley. Good to see you. Aquaman. Aquascape. Is your arm all right? Sorry. Do you want to swap arms? Yeah. Oh, Daniela, you're doing a great job, honestly. What are your thoughts on aquascaping? I love it. Right. Let's go that way. Lobelia. Heat-tolerant lobelia coming through. Look at these. Look at that. That is a classic Peltatum geranium. Look at that. Ivy-leaved trailing geranium. You can't get more beautiful than that. Look at that. It's like plastic. Is it a good thing when a plant just looks like plastic? I think that's a positive, actually. Let's talk about Trixies, actually. Now, Trixie series, when you're putting together a basket, if you haven't got to be honest, even if you've got the know-how, you can go quite wrong. Maybe you're going to choose a Bidens. Sometimes they can be a little bit overruly. You might plant up a basket with about 10 different plants, and by the end of the season, you just got one colour. But look at this Trixie series. Like, Daniela, let's have a little look at the different colours and the forms, because you've actually got a little bit of science behind this. They're actually specially formulated that they all grow at the same speed. So that means you're never going to have a lopsided basket or one that ends up just being one type of flower. And that is what you get from the Trixie series. And they are provided as 3-in-1 as well. So you get 3 plants in one container at the very beginning. So Trixie series, loads to choose from, either mixtures of different plants like verbena, what have we got, Bidens, Calabrahur sometimes, or simply Calabrahur or petunias on their own, and pink petticoat. Fantastic mix when it comes to that. Right, we've got a few more geraniums. We've got 10 more minutes because I don't want to miss my schnitzel. Right, geraniums. Oh, I've got a good geranium to show you. Where is it? It's got a lovely big flower. Where is that one? Yes, it's here. Thank you, Daniela. Yelenia, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And it's got such a classic look. Don't you think, guys? It's almost got the look of a regal pelargonium. It's really gorgeous. I hope Growing Crazy is here tonight. I wonder what Collie Flowers thinks of that one, actually. Mark Hayes Stylist, how are you? Good to see you. Aquaman Aquascaper would love to see it at Chelsea Aquascaping. That is great. Let me talk to Helen Baum about that. Send me a message if I forget. But I was at a show in Wisconsin a few years ago in the US, the Garden Expo, and they had an aquascape competition running at the same time. It was so cool. I got some great video from that. Martin Green, how are you doing? Great colours. I do agree. Where's that? Oh, I also love this one, Jessie 26. Not named after Jessie J, but that is great. Look at those apple blossom colours. Oh, sexy. Oh my gosh. But these geraniums are all super drought tolerant, very weatherproof. They're also shatterproof as well. So after a downpour of rain, they just bounce back. There was another cool one. What was that? Where was that one? Oh, Daniela tells me it's this way. Which one? Oh, KT13, that was the one. This is beautiful. That stem's already picked because I picked it earlier. Daniela gave a really shocked look there. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that for the form of a geranium. Like the individual florets. Let's look at that individual floret because I'd never seen one quite like this before. Honestly. Look at that. It's so cool, isn't it? Ooh la la. How can we get the general public to get the names right of pelargonium or geraniums? Well, global botanist, I got an opinion there. I don't think it matters. It doesn't matter as long as someone's buying them. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I know, like, obviously a geranium is a hardy geranium, technically, but the common name for a pelargonium, which is what you see here, is a geranium. But if you grow it, I don't mind. I don't want to. We shouldn't have any barriers when it comes to kind of using the correct names necessarily. Yeah, they need to be used in a certain space, but yeah, don't want that to stop people growing them. And like sometimes people are put off by getting nervous about, am I going to grow it right? Am I going to call the right name? So I'm not too worried. Garden Myself Sane, I hope you like that answer. And Edinburgh Garden says, oh, I like that one. So do I. Nice shirt. Thank you, Garden Myself Sane. Right, let's look at these dahlias because the flower performance is amazing. We're here at Selector One's trial grounds in Germany. Let's do a little spin, actually, Daniela, and you can see it is just packed to the rafters with existing varieties, new varieties, so much colour. This is a real-time trial. It was raining earlier, so like it goes through all the different seasons here in Germany because it turns out the weather is not only bad in England, all right? Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. It's also rubbish here. So, look at these dahlias. Look at that flower performance. Isn't that amazing? Look at that one. Looks like a marigold. It's so cool. This is Dahlia series. Dahlia Garden. So, look at that. And they've all got that dark leaf, which we're really moving towards with a lot of dahlia breeding these days as well. Right, we're going to look at some echinaceas to finish. Because I need to get my schnitzel. Okay. Interesting plants here as fillers. Now the breeders, they're not only looking at kind of the big, bold, colourful plants, they also look at fillers for the kind of combinations in the pot. So look here, got one of my favourites there, Daniela, which is Muhlenbeckia. It's a cracking plant. Also, Alternanthera they're looking at. Also, Sagina. If you see in my stories, I used that as a pillow earlier. Amazing plant. It's not technically a moss, but it's a moss type plant. Really, really great as tight-knit ground cover as well. You have the best job in the world, The Rock. Thank you very much. Jan Boo Boo, Joe the Barman, Andrea Sawyer, Conal Studio. Oh, thank you so much, guys, for joining me tonight. I really, really appreciate it. Here is one of those oregano, if you're in the US. It smells good, but look at that flower power. We're really appreciating oreganos and mints in such a different way these days. I love it. Veronicas. Did you know Veronica is a reclassification? Did you know they changed the name of Hebe to Veronica? They have, and here they are. Some great ones coming through. There's an actual real Veronica there as well. How cool's that? lavender too, but what I really want to show you is a plant that has really overgone like an extreme makeover in the last 15 years, and that is echinacea. If you're in Holland or Germany, you'll say echinacea, which I think is 200% more sexy, but we just say echinacea. But look at that. Great as a cut flower, perfect as a microphone as well. But look at that performance. How many plants are in there? You just got 3 plants in there. That is delicious ice. Now that is a patio plant. This is cottage garden plants that you can now grow in a fraction of the space, like on a balcony or in a small garden. It is just, the innovation is amazing. Some of those varieties have a fragrance as well, so watch out for that. Not watch out for that. That sounds like be warned, but look out for that. Gaura as well. Gaura is a great froth plant. It's a stitching plant. You put it in your border, it helps everything else look good. It's like a supporting actor. It's like the extras in EastEnders. Can't wait for your visit to Charleston. Come and have a cocktail at our patio bar. Thank you very much, Coterie. Looking forward to going to Charleston in the autumn. I wanted to say it the other way, so much cooler. It says cauliflowers. How's your arm, Daniela? How are you going? Yeah, she's got a great arm. Urban Tropicana has just joined us. What variety is that? Oregano. Deco series. Deco. Oh. Where's that plant? It's over there. Yeah. No. Oh, but yes. No, but yes. Oh my gosh, that one. Calico. Yeah? Calico. Look at that. Cracking new diet that's only just been released last couple of years. Look at this one. Part of a new series called Grande. I'm rushing now because I've got to get my schnitzel. But I want to show you Pink Kisses. I don't know what's happening. Look at that. Now, Pink Kisses, very interesting, because you see this is a kind of little plant by the tills. It's kind of almost been likened to a bunch of flowers in recent years, because it is that kind of little easy access prize, kind of like a throwaway plant as well. But don't throw it away, because it actually has potential to reflower. This is the second wind of Pink Kisses. Isn't that interesting? And some of these, not necessarily marketed as perennial, but a lot of those will have a surprising winter hardiness as well, which is really cool. Now, in my last 3 minutes, I'm going to run you around the heucheras. Cool. Thank you, Daniela, once more. She gave me a knowing wink. Right, so look at this for colour. Honestly, Daniela, look at all of those. Wow. Lime marmalade. Look at that. These were only planted last November. Heucheras are an amazing border plant. They really are, honestly. Heucherellas, you've also got heucherellas. Tapestry is more of a heucherella. Have a look into the range of heucherellas. There's also some that grow in baskets with cascading foliage. But I was really taken aback by marmalade. Look at that one. Isn't that fantastic? And then let's just have a little glance down there, Daniela, because look at the colours. What an amazing border plant. I have to say, when you look at heuchera, controversial, but why are you mucking around with hostas? Just saying. Cool, so let's have another little walk through the general thing. We'll see if we've got any comments coming through. So Kitty Gardner's here. Save Me I'm Wild is also here as well. Sleepy Weirdo, how you doing? Kelly Maria. Cauliflowers wants to pronounce all names in the posh way. So just going to have one final walk down here. We're at Selector 1 in Germany, in the northwest. We are miles away from a schnitzel, and it's a really, really nice day for weather now. We've got all sorts of stuff here, so brand new herb ranges. Look at these bumper herbs. We've also got Wetman pinks across from the UK as well. Calabrachoas coming out of our ears, which is fantastic. Brand new petunia range called Al Petunia. We're going to finish on those osteos, actually, because I want to point out how amazing a double-flowered osteo is. Because look at them. Still wide open at 7 p.m. in Germany. What happened to the old ones? They've gone to bed. Look. How lazy. Hey? Cool. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Michael and Daniela, says Cauliflowers, for a fab session this evening. So informative. Lionel Millard has just walked in. That was interesting. Thanks, says an Edinburgh Garden. Kopflastiksgarten says, thank you for an amazing tour and enjoy your schnitzel with Kartoffelsalat. John Sularez is also here. So thank you so much for joining me. My name's Michael Perry. You obviously know that because you followed me already. And I'm at Selector One in Germany, and we've just had a tour of their new and existing plants, which are available in garden centres. If they're not available yet, they will be very soon. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys soon. Oh, that was brilliant. Thank you.